So the AI in F122 are not exactly known for having consistency with the player. There's been lots and lots of moans on social media about AI just being too OP in the straights, and pretty much every update tweet that F122 Twitter puts out, they respond to it saying, we're working on the AI issues, because there's lots and lots of people that are moaning about it. So I thought I'd run a few little tests to figure out why exactly it is they are quicker in a straight line than the player, because they're really hard to overtake, they're really hard to follow, and they are just OP. OP is the only possible word you can use. Now, I will say straight away that they are more OP in my team than in Grand Prix mode. That's because there is an issue which they have now discovered in my team, which will hopefully be fixed very, very soon. That is kind of separate. I'm concentrating purely on the Grand Prix mode because I'm interested generally what makes the AI tick more than that one specific bug, which I believe is probably just like a doubling of the AI's upgrades or something in my team. So let's talk about the AI then. So first of all, they do have an artificial advantage over the player. They have done for a number of years. That is not new in this year's game. They've got a lighter car is the primary way that they have an artificial advantage. Also in last year's game, they had an artificial advantage over 200 kilometers an hour, which you saw through certain corners. They were just doing completely impossible speeds. They removed that this year, so they no longer have more downforce than the player. I believe they just have less weight than the player, but that doesn't explain how they are so damn OP in those straights, particularly some of the tracks with long straights like Baku or Canada or Monza. They're just virtually unbeatable, and you have to turn the AI down by 2 or 3 clicks just to match them. So let's do some tests and let's try and figure out exactly why the AI are faster in a straight. So essentially what we're going to have to do is run in Grand Prix mode, make an AI be on his own, so we don't want it affected by slipstream. We're then going to nudge the AI off the track so that the rest of the field just run away, and then we're just going to let them just run down the straight on their own, and then that will tell us the information. But basically, yes, so what we need to do is run a little mod that'll disable their ERS system. See, this is the thing, you've got to be a bit careful here, we don't want to break the game. Can we put that down to actually zero battery capacity? So again, what we need to do here, we need to test the battery. Oh yeah, look at the battery's got a weird number on it, but that's fine. Yeah, we can't deploy. Okay, so hopefully Latifi gets, okay, this is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted to do. Just make him just at the back of the pack. Oh wait, somebody else is here. Why is Stroll here? Get done that escape road. Let Stroll get up and into the lead. Here we go. Very technical test, this, guys. No, don't tell me he's stuck. He's Austin Powers it in the corner, hasn't he? No, he's literally at lapped. He's going to end up with slipstream anyway. Okay, all right. So don't push them down that escape road. Not Stroll as well. Okay, there you go. Give him a little spin. There you go. That'll do it. Okay, let's see if let's see what she pulls away by. Again, there's no ERS. This is just pure combustion engine power. Oh, slipstream seems to be actually holding us pace. So what if it's the ERS system that's OP? We're about to find out. Okay, so what speed? We finally got our first figures. Figures long enough. 315, just got to 315. I think that's more or less the VMAX. Okay, 315 was his top speed. Okay, let's go again. We want to do the exact same thing, but we're on a much lower AI level. So we're going to drop right down to 90 now, purely because he was slower than I expected him to be in that straight. The weight shouldn't really be affected by top speed. A little bit, but that's why I've chosen the longest straight, because I want the VMAX speed. So again, we're gaining at a very similar rate. I don't think he's any different. Back off just to try to affect anything. Okay, let's have a look now. 314. 315. Might have been 315 actually. 315. What would we get before? It was 315. Okay. 90 AI versus 110 AI. The straight line speed is absolutely identical. So the next test then is going to be to the ERS power. We saw there by isolating the combustion power that made no difference whatsoever to their top speed. 90 AI versus 110 AI. ERS power, though, they may have an advantage in that, or they may even have more ERS than the player. So to test that, what we're actually going to do is we're going to modify the game once again, and we're going to give them unlimited ERS to make them use their overtake all the way down the Baku straight and see what their VMAX top speed is. And again, 90 AI compared to 110 AI to see if they give them a bit more ERS power the higher AI level you get. Let's get into it. Right, okay. So let's just double check this. So yeah, down the bottom level, I'm now using it. See, the yellow bar is no longer going down now. I'm hoping that what he'll do now is use overtake ERS the entire way down the start finish straight because he's got so much capacity. Let's see, is it possible for us to close in on him? We're in slipstream range. We're using everything we've got. We're using exactly what he could possibly be using. The moment he's pulling away, no, we are starting to gain now. I wonder if he just switched off ERS. We definitely gained less then than we did without ERS. So yeah, he's got ERS on, which is exactly what. Let's hope he doesn't switch it off. No, he doesn't switch it on. That's exactly what I hope they do. Okay. 329. Just reached 329 at the end of the straight. 329 he just did on 110 AI, and we really struggled to close him down. So now we're going to do the exact same test, but on 90 AI, and see if their top speed is any different. So what number we got to beat again? Was it 329, I believe? So if he's slower in a straight line now, then the AI get more ERS power the higher you set the AI. A bit closer. There you go. That's probably about right. Okay. Am I gaining any more than last time? Maybe. I felt like I maybe gained a little bit more then. Here we go. We'll see. 3-2. We need to make sure he's on overtake the whole way down the straight. She is. Look. So got the green on the dash there. So what sort of speed? There, it's the same. 328. And he just did over 329. It's identical. We now know for sure the AI don't get more combustion engine power if you change the AI level. They also don't get more ERS power. That we also, by extension, we also know that they don't adjust the drag. So it seems, no matter what you set the AI to, they are quicker to straight. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to change the race style, because what they might have done is the expert race style, they might have made the expert level have more power, but the lower levels haven't. I will turn them down by another bit, go down to 60 and hope that they're still flat through the high-speed chicane. Okay, is he going to be flat from here? Let's hope he still is flat. I think he did lift a bit. Are we gaining any more than we had done previously? Don't think so. I think whatever's making the AI OP in a straight line doesn't seem to be affected by AI level. Okay, and that seems to be the case to me. Let's make sure we were switching on ERS the whole way down the straight. Yeah. We actually only got to 328, but that's purely because he lifted through the previous chicane. So, to me then, we can basically conclude that the AI's, whatever makes the AI's OP in a straight line, doesn't change with AI level. With those tests, we can be quite conclusive in saying that the AI do not have any kind of power advantage or drag advantage over the player based on which AI level you run. The next test then is going to be to test the player top speed. Just a little sanity test here to make sure that I'm not doing something wrong, and rather than looking for a difference 90 AI to 110 AI, perhaps they've always just got a power advantage, or they've always got some sort of advantage over the player no matter what AI level you run. So let's do a little sanity test here, just us on our own, to make sure we can achieve the same speed as the AI. I'm pretty sure they are actually quicker in a straight line though. I don't think it's grip out of corners. I mean, I could very well be wrong. Here we go. 300, 310, 327, 328, and 329. Okay. Top speed is the same. So the AI don't actually have a top speed advantage. So there we go then. We can be absolutely certain that AI do not have any kind of power advantage over the player, whether that be raw horsepower, ERS power, or drag. There's no advantage. Also, 90 AI to 110 AI makes no difference to their VMAX speed. It's absolutely the same. But there's still something going on here. Now, next up is going to be a little test on a little mod that's on Race Department. And this mod actually modifies the max bulk torque, which is a new thing this year. Basically what the max bulk torque is essentially a power limit within the gearbox. So now the gearbox will only take a certain amount of torque through it. And it actually depends on which gear according to the game files. Now, the AI have got a separate setting for this, which is very, very interesting. So I'm just going to try lowering that figure. And by lowering the figure, what effectively we're going to do is limit their AI's power to see if perhaps that will nerf them a little bit. So let's let him go past, and let's see if we can stick with him now. Now he's got that traction limit. Come on. He's still quicker than me, but that's fine. I mean, again, he has got a weight advantage. I'm on 110 AI. I shouldn't be as fast as 110 AI. We'll let him do a whole lap here. And then we'll maybe run the same test, but without that restriction on, and see how much slower we just made them by doing that. I'm mostly holding pace with him. He is quicker. But I've made a few mistakes as well. And I'm mostly holding pace, which I can't really do with 110 AI. So I'm pretty sure this has really restricted him. Let's see what sort of lap time he does then. Oh, he's done the fast lap of the race. What? 41.4. Okay, he did a 41.4. I'm going to jot that down. A 41.4. Okay, the reason he was fast is because he's got limited ERS. So, same thing, but without that traction limit, and see how much quicker they are. Okay, so before we were, what? Our best lap was 7/10 off him. Let's see if we can stick with him or not. We're in slipstream range right now, but it won't last very long. Not that powerful anyway. Might be a relatively small difference. But that, you know, again, I don't mind that the AI's got a lighter car, actually, because I'd rather that than be too slow. Okay, so he did a 41.4 last time. Oh, hit the curb. Doesn't really matter too much. My time was a low 42, but we're not really testing in my times. What was it? 42.4? No, 41.4, sorry. Going to do now? 40.3. No wonder we're struggling against the AI on straight line speed circuits. Oh, it was a 0.8. Okay, so I've just completely misread it. 40.8. Still, 6/10. 6/10 a second per lap. 6/10 is a lot. And that seems about right. The final test we're going to run then is going to be to reduce the weight of the car. Now, someone once again suggested in chat that perhaps if the AI have always let's say minus 10 kilos compared to the player. If I set my car to weigh 5 kilos, my teammate should then weigh minus 5 kilos and would literally float up into the air because he weighs negative amounts. Really interesting to test this. I would not have come up with this on my own, so thank you very much to my stream chat for coming up with this one. So let's do it then. So let's see how low we can get the weight of the car before we crash the game, and also let's see if our teammate does just have a straight minus number of kilos versus our car, or perhaps it's a percentage, or let's just try and see how the weight system works in the game. Well, not much control though. Excuse me guys, going through. Whoa, I forgot how much you could instantly stop. But you can see that, actual top end speed, I'm not really any quicker. Oh my god, I can wait quite a lot later though. Oh my god. Anyway, that's, okay, we can still move. That's all we wanted to test. Let's go down to 10. I suspect, I can pretty much guarantee that on 0 kilos we will not be able to move. So I'm not going to go instantly to 0. Was it 10 kilos? Can still, oh, we don't have much grip initially. We're starting to break the physics a little bit now because the turning isn't quite right. We're actually slower in the straight now because we're not being pushed down too much. We can still move, to my surprise. So maybe we can run 0 kilos in this game. I'm going to try 1 kilo because I still think 0 kilos will break the game, but we'll see. Can we move with 1 kilo weight on the car? We'll find that out now. Oh, there you go. Look, we're bouncing around. That's not good. Can still move. Look, you see, it's a bit broken. Yeah, with the bouncing, it's because there's not enough weight to push it down. Okay, so it seems you can go all the way down to 0 kilos. 0 kilos. Can we move when the car weighs 0 kilos? Oh, there you go. It's even crashed the game. Okay. Now, okay, let's go back to what it was. Was Nicholas able to get off the line with 1 kilo? Oh, is it going to settle? It's not quite going to settle. Where's Latifi? Is he going to move? Oh, he is. I wonder if it's a percentage. It's not quite as simple as the AI have X less weight than the player. Ah. Where is he? There he goes. A little bit janky. I don't know if you noticed, guys. Ah, stop. Okay, something weird's going on. There you go. Yeah, he's struggling with the bumps as well. Look, and his AI is reacting by slowing down. Look at the speed. There we go. There we go. There we go. We're fine. Oh, God. I want to show you, if I can, that he's not going any quicker through the corners. I will show you that, but I'll show you with a car that weighs 100 kilos, not one that weighs 1, because that was a little bit silly. Let's give it 100 kilo weights, but still be ridiculously OP. Obviously, this is pretty out there physics. The AI will be able to deal with this a lot better than me. The fact he's not pulling away suggests to me that he's not going faster in the corners. 117 through the first one, 130 through there. So despite the fact he's got no weight on the car, he could go that quick through the corner. How quick was I going there? Jesus. 240 I'm doing now. I've just got 100 kilometers an hour quicker than he did through the corners. So I guess to conclude then, only advantage they've got is weight. That's where they're OP. So it means they're a bit quicker in the corners, but that's been the same case for many, many years. This isn't new. There's a couple of differences. I think they're lighter this year than they have been previously. And I also think they are better on traction. The actual speed they do at the end of the straight is the same, which tells us the drag is identical and the power is identical. But they're just lighter. So they're jumping off the corner a bit quicker and they're getting better traction as well. The only way to restrict it would be a mod that somebody made, which does seem to work pretty well, is to adjust the maximum bulk torque, which I believe is the absolute maximum amount of torque that the gearbox will handle. I think just changing that figure there to the mod change to 4,500, that's probably about right, will stop the AI. In Baku, it cost them 6/10 per lap just on traction zones alone. That alone, I think, would make them feel a lot less OP in the straights and would be a really decent fix. Let's hope that they do integrate that very, very soon. There we go then, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed these AI tests on F1 22. I actually really enjoyed doing these. There was actually quite a few people in the stream as well. Give me all kinds of suggestions. Find the results really, really interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this too. Do subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to do these sort of things in the future. I'm going to try and get a bit more technical with the channel. We'll do a few more mod videos and a few more real life videos coming up very, very soon. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. But in the meantime, there has actually been an update since I recorded these tests, which should hopefully, the max bulk torque mod that I did should kind of introduce that to the AI. What it actually does is it makes the AI use the max bulk torque that the player's got, so they can't put more torque through the gearbox than the player is able to, which should just nerf them a little bit on the corner exits. And also there is a patch coming for my team as well, and I'm sure they'll also probably rebalance the AI a little bit as well. They are working on it, but yeah, for now, pretty conclusive. The AI the advantage is purely vehicle weight and then having superior traction. Interesting stuff. Catch you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.